maybe this drone thing is a part of it, though. Maybe that's a part of the end of the world.
No, I would want like a comet just smash.
That would be a tough ending.
So let's say you're at the top. You're fucking Donald Trump's Comet guy. Like, you know, I'm just always watching that. I'm just always watching.
Just looking at the stars.
Yeah, I got a comet guy.
Like, you find out, all right, 2 weeks from now, this place is fucking toast.
Right.
Do you tell anybody?
I think you have to.
I don't think you should.
You're not telling anyone.
I would not tell anybody.
Imagine being like super, super rich and then just having a comet guy.
Yeah.
Like not being Donald Trump. But like,
There probably are.
Like you did really good in life and you're like, yeah, you know, I got a comet guy.
There probably are.
So you
There's
don't
probably
All he
comic
does
guys
is he
out
watches
there.
the screens for me
Yeah.
and just lets me know like fucking,
Bezos has got a comic
He's got a comet guy.
You don't tell anybody. What are you doing for those last 2 weeks?
I think I've been more and more cognizant of the amount of garbage I create. Like, that's something I pay. What?
You watched that documentary?
No, you know I didn't. I know what you're talking about, but no, I didn't. But I don't know. I just more and more I'm cognizant of the amount of trash that gets created.
This is like part of the things that you do. Like this is like some of your patterns. Like I know you guys have a lot and make fun of a lot of minds, but like this is your thing.
Did you say mines?
Mines.
Mines.
What's one of yours?
Huh?
What's one of yours? that we
List
make
your
fun
top
of?
5, actually.
No, wait, I'm focusing on him right now.
Oh, okay. Go
Mine,
for it.
everybody. I mean, fucking.
for it.
No, I'm an easy mark.
Let's hear about John.
Yeah, let's go. We'll go around the room.
No, but he's now. No, I mean the.
No, I'm fine.
The recycling. Now he wants to fucking reuse the
Oh, yeah.
trash.
He is known for definitely having different things that he likes to go for.
No, but they're always like
monthly.
they're always like save the world kinds though, which is
That's a
kind of
good
nice.
thing.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Kinda?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the definition of nice, I think.
like don't buy coffee.
Yeah. He's always trying to improve himself while others,
Yeah.
but he does switch a lot.
But how do you know I don't continue to do those
I
things?
know it.
Nobody knows.
I know it.
No, like there's always this little dull like hum in the back of my head of you're making too much garbage.
Really?
But I just, you know, sometimes I realize it more than others.
Yeah.
Like you think about you buy a coffee, right? We haven't talked about coffee in a long time on here. I feel like the amount of trash that comes with that cup of coffee at this point, it's a lot. You got the cup, you got the fucking sleeve warmer on the outside, you got the lid, maybe you got a stirrer
stick
in
that
there.
you stirred,
Yep.
yep.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say we're using some sugar packets. Now we got 2 pieces of fucking sugar packet that's got to go out there. We're using fucking one-off creamers,
Yeah.
you know, with the little,
It's a lot of trash.
a lot of garbage.
That's plastic, too.
Kurt, how much trash you making?
Yeah,
A lot.
Just look at me. I make a lot of trash.
Do you think so?
Trash. And I leave my trash around, too.
Trashy Kurt.
That
I don't
know.
necessarily
That I
like
know.
throw my trash in the garbage.
What do you mean?
I just sometimes it's just left
Where?
anywhere.
You're
Desktop.
in your house?
Like at your house?
No,
No, you get yelled at by your wife.
food
sure.
wrappers aren't left like that, but trash
But you leave food wrappers here?
sometimes. It's never on purpose.
It's kind of weird.
Never leave anything disgusting on purpose.
Yeah, but that's
It's never like
that's such a cop out though.
no. It's not a cop out.
Yes, it is.
It's just forgetfulness. That's all it is.
yeah, of course.
It's never like I open something, I eat it, and I go, boy, I'm gonna make sure I leave that there for somebody else to clean up.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a certain level of manners that's programmed into you to where like,
Sure.
like not to say that I couldn't leave like food trash behind, but it's not a common thing. It's like it's just so innately.
Not sure about that. I've seen you eat multiple times out there, and you just leave it on the table.
Never.
Sure.
Nah, very.
Bags.
Very
You
rare.
throw the bags away.
100%.
I think somebody else is throwing the bags away.
100%.
Listen, we're not talking about
Well, no, I mean-
specifics here.
No,
right
I'm
now.
getting specific.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
like,
I throw my shit out. I mean, I'm definitely not like a fucking house mom who's like, let me make sure I clean up after everybody else. That I don't do. But
Yeah, we know.
what is that, kombucha?
Nobody here does, but
No.
truthfully, for that,
What's that?
it's creative.
Oh, it is great. I had a feeling.
I throw my own shit out.
Yeah, nobody here is really cleaning up after each other. Maybe Michael and I sometimes, but
No, you guys-
I've given up.
You guys do more than
cleaning
anybody
everything
else.
else up
I've given up, and now we get Alexa twice a week. That's the give up.
instead of once.
Yeah, because I cannot stand on Friday at morning the amount of fucking dishes that are in that fucking sink.
Right.
I cannot stand that, and I refuse to do it.
I will say I never use anything in that sink.
That's untrue.
What do I use
That's
in that
not true.
sink?
You're just saying that right now because you got a red Solo cup in front of you.
I usually have a bottle.
Like, I'll give you the
I
perfect
don't bring
example.
bottles.
I'll give you the perfect example, and I'm going to call out Tony on this one. But yesterday, that sink was completely empty. This is where you got to be a little bit crazy to be the first one to put a dish in there and leave it in there. I feel like the more dishes accumulate,
The easier it is to
easier
leave.
it is to
Yes.
just like, fuck it.
I agree with
Someone's
that. I
eventually
agree
gonna
with that.
That's true.
But yesterday that sink was spotless. I watched this guy cut open an avocado with the only knife that we have here. And I came in this morning and it was in the sink with a bunch of Rob's coffee cups.
I do one thing, and I'm 50-50 with it. The protein shake blender thing that I use, 50% of the time I'll fucking wash it and fucking put it on the fucking thing to dry, and 50% of the time I'll leave it in there.
I will say that that is the most disrespectful thing to leave to wash.
Which one?
Well, also the only knife in the
Anything
place.
has anything that has anything to do with a blender, because those are always a bitch to fucking clean out.
But what I do almost all the time is I always kind of like rinse it out so that it's not caked with the fucking protein shit, because I do agree with that.
Well, that's a thing. There's two kinds of people in this world. The people who, even if they are going to leave a dish behind for somebody else, at least rinse it. Or
I think
just
we're
put
all
it in
wrong
there.
here. I think it's if you use it, clean it.
Yeah, no,
I
you're
think
100% right.
That's what you're
Yeah, that's the
supposed to
best.
You're 100%
version. That's
right.
the best
You're really
version.
supposed to
But
do.
sometimes, but like if I'm like what'll happen to me a lot is like I'll in the morning, like I'll have a call at 10 o'clock, and I'll wind up making that shake at fucking 9:53, and fucking I'll make the shake.
meeting at 10.
I'll make the shake. I fucking guzzle it fucking down. I'll rinse it out a little bit, and then I'll leave it there because I didn't have the time to fucking, you know what I mean? That'll happen.
Right.
That'll happen. But that's the only fucking dish I use. Other than that, I fucking buy shit
But even if
and generate trash.
even if you've got a dishwasher, like the rinse is the way to go.
Yeah, I can't stand people who don't rinse.
Yeah, I know. I know one. A fucking prominent one in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say her name.
It happens. I'm going to say what it starts with.
Tomato sauce is a big one for me. Anybody that doesn't rinse off a dish that's had tomato sauce in it, you might as well just be.
I do
slapping
the
them in
dishes every
face.
night in my house, and that's like my trade-off because I don't really cook dinner. I do the dishes every night in my house, and I have to rinse it off. I don't make it spotless, but I
You mean
have
rinse
to.
it off before you put it in the dishwasher?
100%.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
have
I
to.
think that's a must.
And I scrub most,
That's a must.
especially if it's just sauce. But that's not what the commercial tells you.
I don't think you actually do have to do
Commercial
that.
tells you put it right in there. I truly don't trust that, and I think that breaks your washing machine when you have scraps of food and other shit come off in
Dishwasher.
the dishwasher.
I don't mind washing dishes as much as like other things. Like the washing the dishes. But if I'm gonna do something, my favorite thing to do is laundry.
See, I'm not a big laundry guy.
Laundry, I'll do no problem.
I mean, I'll switch to laundry, but folding other people's clothes, everything's inside out. Always. Yeah. So you got to put everything right side in.
I don't mind folding laundry.
Oof.
I don't mind it.
But again, and I know this is, we keep on coming back to this. You got two boys. Boys' clothes are easier for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah.
I don't know why. I will do my son's entire, right? I'll do my son's entire laundry bucket, and it takes 5 seconds. My if I have like two girls in one room,
Yeah.
separating the clothes, making sure they're right side in. It's annoying.
Well, the men's clothes, hopefully, is familiar to you. You know?
I guess so. I guess you're right.
So that
Yeah.
makes it easier. But yeah, I remember like the first time I had to like clean my wife's clothes and like fold a pair of women's
Right.
underwear. Not where I wasn't like crumpling it up and putting it in my pocket and running out the door.
And they got things. They got things you can't. I just got that. I just got
He said, and running out the door.
I just got that. That was good.
Just to get safely back to my car.
So I can smell it.
Yeah, the first time doing that, that's a whole fucking thing. That's a whole world of folds that I don't know about. You know?
They got things that you can't dry. They got things that you got to wash or dry on a certain level.
Yes.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. That's
Like it's to the point where Jen now yells like, "Don't even do my clothes." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." I just pile them on the side.
Say no more, Monet more.
I mean, that's a hack in and of itself, you know, just like doing shit wrong just so that someone else does
Yes. Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
Don't bother.
it.
Right. Don't bother doing it anymore. You tried enough.
Yeah. That's
It
nice.
happens.
I feel like I'm having a fucking heart attack of some sort, but not on the right side, on the other side. I don't know why. I think I pulled something.
Left side's not the good side to have the pain.
Well, I know. I think I just pulled a muscle and it's like, feels like chest pain. Well, it's not. Yeah, it might have been.
I
Or
get
just
chest
sleeping
pains.
wrong.
I get chest pains every once in
Are
a
you
while.
working
and
out?
I gotta stretch out like this 2 days a week.
Good for you.
Still the same. Not losing any pounds. Not losing any pounds.
Doesn't matter.
It's all right.
I
Keep it
actually
going.
weighed myself at the doctor's office today. It's embarrassing.
How much you weigh? 230.
No, stop. Don't guess when you weigh off like that.
That's
No,
I'm
at, like-
low.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, normally I'm a steady 250. I've been 250 for like a decade. I'm 259 right now.
All right, that's not that far off from 250. 9
I
pounds.
know, but now
But
it's time. You gotta
250 is
really turn
fucking
around.
big.
Thanks, bro. Really appreciate that.
Wow.
Want to pound it out after this?
You don't
episode?
look like you're 250 though.
259.
Jesus.
Your clothes on.
What are you drinking?
Your bloatedness is like generally like well distributed. Like you're puffy in a lot of areas, like evenly. You know?
Evenly puffed.
Do I say thank God for that? What do I do? Is that a good thing?
Do I say?
Like, why is that? What I don't know. What,
That's a nice way though. Like you know, if you just, like for me, I have like a giant midsection.
right.
You
I got
know?
big legs. I got big ankles.
Yeah,
You
I'm
look
not.
Like you look like you're coming down too. I looked at you today and I saw you fucking. You looked.
Yeah,
look.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But the you're proportionately just puffy, which I like.
puffy.
I'm saying this is a nice way. Like, I don't like the fact that I'm disproportionately fat.
But, oh my God.
Kratom kicked in. That Kratom.
No, yeah, I get that. I get
Makes
that.
clothes hard too.
Oh, I'm sure. I hate clothes. I hate new clothes. I hate all that because there's so many different brands that I could fit the XL in. There's so many different brands that I don't even come close.
Yeah.
And there's some that I put a double XL and that doesn't even work.
Yeah, that's weird.
I gotta get some new clothes. I haven't done it in a long time.
That's
Hold
weird
them
though.
back.
Like the different.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, I have some things I'll fit into like an XL. Some things
Right.
double XL. Some things triple XL. Some things don't even try triple XL.
Wow.
How is that possible?
I haven't done that yet. I haven't not fit into the triple
No,
XL.
it was just making an example.
Right.
You didn't have to say that.
Sorry.
You know, it wasn't the actual size
Wonder if I
wasn't the point.
tried anything triple XL yet. I don't think I have. Double XL, I've done the tall thing though.
Well,
No, 259. You keep climbing, you'll be right there.
Fucking
Probably not that far away.
guy. What do you think the triple X is? 3?
I don't
Think
know.
the triple X is 3?
no,
I think it's the way you're built.
no, I don't think it's 3.
Because I get like here, under here is tight on some things.
It's because your lats are just exploding.
It's
The
hard.
length of shirts I struggle with too.
You gotta
Well,
go to
but
tall.
you're tall.
You gotta go to big and tall. I don't know. What do you mean no?
No,
What do you mean no? You
refuse.
just because you're embarrassed. I get it.
no. I mean, I've gone, sure, but like
That's the store.
the problem with that is that like the problem with that is like I'm both, but not as much both.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Which makes it not even that doesn't work for
You
me.
gotta tuck everything in.
Because like a tall shirt is ridiculous.
To your knees.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to get custom clothes. Yeah.
You can't get custom clothes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, who are we?
Or you could just, try to do something about your fatness.
True.
General fatness.
That's really the answer. Is
That's
to
it.
fix yourself till you can get back into the regular sizes that most people wear.
It's become more normal. But the truth is I think that the normal is more 3Xs than anything else.
I don't know if that's true.
I
But
think it's getting
imagine growing out of the size.
No,
like
people
that's
that's
where I'm
getting
at
it.
right now.
I think
Growing out of the size of
2Xs
human
and
people.
3Xs.
You're saying
is
that's
where-
what most people are
Yeah,
fucking.
I think it's getting there.
People are getting fatter.
Yeah, definitely.
It's true.
It's shit and food, bro.
Did that,
Shitting
maybe
food.
it was when we were talking to Ben the other day. Did I tell you that like they showed it was like a picture of maybe I even said it on here. I don't know. The fucking kratom's really clouding up my brain. Like a beach scene from like the 60s.
To now,
Yeah.
that's weird. That would be a weird.
like a
picture.
beach scene from the 60s. Like I was like, why was that like a beach in like a really healthy area where everybody was fit? And they're like, no, it's Jones Beach. Now you zoom to it now. It's
I
just
mean, you can notice that in stadiums too. Like the old, the old
chairs,
stadium,
yeah.
the chairs in the stadium. But that beach thing would be funny because I bet you we take up more space as well. It's not you don't just go there with an
yeah.
umbrella anymore.
Well, there's more people.
Well, no, I'm just
Oh, you
saying
mean
your
the-
group of people.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
Now you're spreading out 9 blankets instead of 1 blanket and an umbrella. I bet
Yep.
you now it's like we're setting up campgrounds
shit.
at these places.
Listen, I mean, I'm fat, but like I'm aware of the fatness of the world.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's depressing when you go to the beach and like, even though I'm fat, I'm generally active and like
Right.
consider myself to be relatively healthy. I'm not like, ripping cartons of Ben and Jerry's every night. Some nights, but you know, whatever.
Some Sundays.
But like going to like when I would drive to Florida and go to a rest stop, and like sometimes it just really hits you, you know? Like
How fat
people
people
are
are?
just giant.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah, I feel weird saying it too when I see that. Like
Yeah.
if I see a really large person and I'm like, wow, they got out of control.
But it's so common now.
Yes.
You know? It's sad.
I agree. It's a lot of families too.
That's why
It's not just-
RFK's here.
It's not just one person in the family.
Stomp it out.
Stop making fun of fat people.
Fucking
Stop
iron lung.
Stomping people.
You know?
But you snack a lot, right? Definitely.
No, I eat at the wrong.
That's the
my
thing, too.
problem is I eat not really anymore. I'm going to bed now, but my huge problem is eating after dinner.
My huge fat problem is I eat after dinner.
Yes, my huge fat life.
Yeah, but
I eat after
so you're
dinner.
snacking after dinner.
Yeah, call it a snack, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but it's something that's not good
I think
for
that,
you
I
at
mean,
all.
listen, I'm far from fucking the beacon of fucking health and fitness.
But during the day, no. I'm literally eating a fruit, and not an energy bar, but a granola bar, having a lunch, having a dinner,
But I think
and
that-
soda. That's a huge problem. I got big back into soda.
I think like a lot of the small things, like I'm gonna say, I think it's easier than people think. I guess it's different for everybody, and like but I think it's simpler than people
to
think.
lose weight?
Yeah, like
Sure,
like
it is.
I like probably 3 years ago, maybe a little less. I was like 205 pounds.
Oh, that must have been difficult.
Well, he's also 5'1".
And that was like the heaviest that I've ever got. That I ever.
Oh,
was.
heaviest ever. Good.
And I was still working out and fucking, you know, and I was like relatively in shape, you know what I mean? Like theoretically, but carrying puff, you know what I mean? Like he's talking about, you know, carrying, you know, evenly distributed puff.
Kurt Puff. I got it.
Puffiness.
And just the sheer change of like, I only really eat 2 meals a day and I have a fucking protein shake. And for a real long while, like those 2 meals a day were like super strict and super like fucking like, but I don't even do that anymore. But just the straight up, like, I don't really fucking drink soda. I don't really have treats and snacks and shit like that. And I generally eat at the same fucking times. And even like sometimes like I'll have fucking 2 cheeseburgers and shit. Like, but I'm not doing it at fucking 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. And I, you know, I've basically stayed the same weight. And it's finding some level of discipline as it comes to food. Not even as much as like you got to eat perfectly, like perfect foods all the time.
No,
like you
but
can't,
you
but
gotta
some
maintain.
level of control over like, all right, here's a list of stuff that I don't
Yeah.
really fucking do.
Yeah.
And I keep it within a time frame and I'm pretty disciplined with that. Like I think if you can get that, you can make a fucking big difference.
The fact
Yeah.
that I've been 250 for a decade, I know that I have the ability to lose a lot of weight. Because I know that I'm not out of control where I'm just like, I think the people that go up, I don't know if you do that, but you go way up and you go way down. Like I feel like that's like more dangerous than anything else because it's showing one that they don't have any control.
Yeah, but you're slowly heading towards fucking 300 pounds. That's not good.
But you say I'm
Evenly.
slowly. I've literally been 250 for a decade. It's not like I've been 289 and I went back to 250. I've been 250. I'm 259 now.
Yeah, but
which is
like,
bad.
You're probably like 80 pounds overweight.
I know what I am, Jesse.
No way.
I'm
What are you, fucking
largely
crazy?
overweight.
No, you're not largely
I would say
overweight.
60. I think I'm supposed to be 190.
No way.
Definitely.
I think so.
How tall are you?
6'1".
No way.
Check
You
the
would
charts.
look, yeah, the
I would
charts
look
are
like
full
a
of
fucking
shit.
mess. I would.
The charts are fucking crazy. You would look fucking emaciated.
I would.
You shouldn't
would.
be less than 200 pounds. There's no fucking way.
I just want to be 220.
There's no way.
220 would be so good.
That shit is so antiquated.
I
Like,
think
weight
I always
is
thought
only-
it was.
Weight is such a small part of the picture. It's like
gotta
how
be with
much
your body,
muscle,
right?
how much lean
Yeah,
mass
yeah.
do you have?
Yeah, and it's body fat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are like,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm 6'3". I'm supposed to be 100, and I would look fucking
Right.
like fucking
Manute
Manute
Bol.
Bol.
Wow. Wow.
Who's the other guy? The white guy, Sean something or other. Remember that guy?
But Manute
Who's the
Bol's
white
only
guy?
one I can go with.
The real skinny white guy.
Jared from Subway?
No, Sean something or other. I don't know.
Don't bring up that pedophile.
Matter.
Yeah, no. It's some of that shit. But I'm saying, just you stop fucking drinking soda and eating cookies at fucking
You're
after
100%
dinner.
right. Without the peanut butter on it?
Maybe what we should do is one of the challenge. Like we should just take you to get a DEXA scan. Just see what that could be funny.
I'll feel terrible.
What do you mean?
I'll
You
feel
don't even know
terrible.
what it is.
Isn't that when they do your body fat and all that shit and
Yeah.
pinch your skin? No, I feel like shit.
Why?
How worse
I
can
would
you feel?
rather do.
There's nothing to feel the first time because it's just the baseline.
Yeah.
So like
and
you're
the
gonna have.
baseline is gonna punch me in the face.
No, trust me, it's not. You saying you have no muscle?
I would rather work out hard for
You
2
probably don't
months
have a lot of muscle.
than do that. If you
No,
say one
but
more
that-
negative comment about me, I am kicking you off the show.
No, but see, but you're thinking about it the wrong way because like
Dude, I don't change the subject. I don't even want this subject.
no, because this is really good to do.
Why don't you do it?
I do it all the time.
I got it. I got to do another one.
I do it all the time. It's so rewarding to see. All right, because I mean, if you're 259, you say you're working out twice a week. Doesn't seem like it's working.
Right.
Just saying.
I know that.
So like, all right, so let's do this. Let's get the.
No, that only means I was over 259 when I continued to start working out.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is like, all right, let's say we're drawing a line in the sand. This is the fattest fat Kurt's ever gonna be, right? I'm kidding. So like, then
Here
you
lies
get
Fat
that,
Kurt.
you get that baseline, and then we'll fucking
I'm Fat Kurt. Fat Kurt is amazing.
and then we'll start. And then we'll start.
Oh my god.
If I wasn't fat, I would never call anybody fat. First of all.
Fat Kurt. That's so
If
funny.
I die on the way home tonight, that's gonna go on my grave. Here lies Fat Kurt.
No, I think it's really fucking rewarding to have that like baseline and then and then
Improve
do the
on that.
work and be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
wow, I fucking lost this amount of weight, I gained this amount of muscle. It's pretty cool. It's
Just how do you figure out how to control yourself fucking in this situations? I mean, I get that, like, I mean, I have all kinds of other shit that I can't control, and I understand how hard that is. But the food ones is not as hard for me. But
That's good.
How
It's
do
very
you
good.
how do you do that? Like, what's the answer to that?
I don't think it's easy. And I'm not saying that from personal experience. I know that from personal experience, but I think it's very difficult
Yeah, it must
in
be.
this day and age, in this world.
What, to eat correctly?
To eat correctly, to get there's so many things coming at you,
Yeah.
trying to get you the other way.
Definitely.
There's so many.
Yeah, but
things.
like even like the thing like you guys go to like I don't go to 7-Eleven, like ever.
Yeah.
Like fucking I don't like. I'm
But
not
that's
saying
my
that.
point, though. But that is my exact point.
What am-
That is a thing. That's one of the things.
Yeah, but I'm
that
saying-
makes it very hard because.
But you can
It's
stop.
got all. I understand that, but it's got all of those things inside of there that they're
so
trying to
Yeah.
draw you into.
Yeah, but just don't go there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I
Of
understand
course,
that.
don't go there.
I understand that. There's some things we could say for you. Don't
Yeah,
do this.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
you're right.
So,
No,
like-
you're right. No, you're fucking you're 3,000% right.
Yes.
Because like it's that to me it's not hard at all. But there are
Right.
things
Yeah.
that like I understand that like of course I know I shouldn't, but fucking all right.
Hard and also like generally accepted as the norm. Now,
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Of course, everybody
So-
goes to 7-Eleven.
You know.
Yeah, that's you're right. You're
It's
totally
a big.
right.
That's a big thing. But I think it's just small things. You know.
Yeah.
Like there's
think so,
very
too.
small things you could do, like like the drinking of the calories. You're probably drinking so
yeah.
many fucking calories,
Definitely.
You know, just even the coffee alone.
Let's
I
get
see.
off me. Let's change subjects.
That's the easiest one, probably.
Soda?
No, the coffee, because the amount of vanilla creamer you're probably putting in that motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
you get that out, you'll lose 9 pounds. I guarantee
Yeah,
it.
I don't know what else to drink.
We should try
Sometimes
that.
I need what without creamer.
Yeah, like you should go 4 months without
I-
no creamer.
I wouldn't drink coffee.
See what
You know what you
okay,
do?
that's fine then.
I got a little hack for you. Milk, and you fucking get a bottle of cinnamon. Just do a little
My
cinnamon.
wife does cinnamon.
Cinnamon gives you the perception of sweet, but it's not sweet.
It's also an appetite suppressant.
Cinnamon's good.
Is it?
Yes.
I put cinnamon in my coffee in the morning.
My wife does cinnamon.
It's
But
just
I'm going to say
like a little
get rid
dollop.
of both of those things. Dairy in general. If you cut dairy or fake dairy, like you're drinking in that,
Yeah.
you'll lose fucking 10 pounds. I guarantee you in a couple of months.
Probably.
That's probably a huge contributor. And you're starting off your day like that, spiking the shit out of your insulin right away.
I would say baby steps. You know what I mean? To keep the milk. Cut the fucking.
Well, I don't do milk. I do creamer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the same thing.
Just do milk, regular milk.
Yeah, coffee tastes like shit without it. Got to find a real coffee. It makes coffee taste so good.
Dude.
It's all right. I do everything wrong. All right. Did I come
No.
here for another fucking battle?
What else is
I
going
do
on?
it. I do a
See,
lot
like
of
that,
things
but that's
wrong.
why now you're gonna be 269.
that's
When you
done.
start saying shit,
69.
you're gonna be
69.
269. Like I do everything wrong. Woe is me. Get the fuck out.
Do you
of
know,
here.
I heard yesterday we were handing out, to change the subject, we were handing out basketball jerseys to the kid.
Basketball jersey? Did you have a fucking?
I've been with a sick girl all day. We were handing out basketball jerseys to the kids, and one of the other coaches a girls' team, and she handed out a basketball jersey, and it had 69 on it, and the mother complained, saying, "My daughter, my 7-year-old, doesn't need this jersey," and the coach was like, "She doesn't know what that number is. What's wrong with you? Like that doesn't have anything to do." But isn't that crazy that the mom would say something?
at that point-
she's not wearing 69.
At that point, like you
fucking
want,
bizarre.
That's crazy.
Like you want the magical hand to come out of the fucking
And just
universe
punch
and
him right in the
slap
face,
that bitch
right?
right in the fucking face.
Holy cow!
It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
And I wish you could
Just
walk
sit
away
the
right
fuck
after
down.
that.
Yeah.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my
100%.
god. I couldn't believe it. She told me the story. She's like, I couldn't believe she said something. I'm just randomly handing out jerseys by size. My daughter can't have that jersey. That's disgusting.
That's crazy.
Fucking kidding me?
A lot of craziness.
Meanwhile,
in
Jake's
like,
number 68. Jake's 68.
Jake 68.
You know they're redoing that place
I heard.
like big time.
Yeah, because people are probably throwing their life savings away and putting it into that place.
Well, I heard that they're giving 5, which I don't think is good. Not really want this to happen, but I heard that the gaming commission, like the New York State Gaming Commission, is giving 5 full casino licenses, like downstate.
Well, yeah, you know about
And
the
Jake's
fucking,
58, Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah, the Nassau
like those
Coliseum one
places.
was one of those big Vegas guys.
Yeah.
The
Well,
way-
that's exactly what they're doing at Jake's 58 too. Like
Really?
taking over blocks.
It's going to be trash.
Trash.
Maybe
Absolute
not. I mean,
Trash.
Never not is trash.
casinos, yeah. I mean, Atlantic City's gross.
Trash. I've been to fucking Jake's 58. It is a fucking morgue and crack den at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Are they ever going to have real dealers? Like at least make it a real
well,
place?
that's what they're gonna. That's what they're
gonna do
preparing
with it?
for.
Okay.
Because now it's just the video.
I mean, that does give
shit.
jobs. Maybe I should be a dealer.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
That's a shitty life.
You'd be good at
It's a
it.
lot of pressure.
I feel like that wears you down quick.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
you-
think he'd be great at it.
Why?
I just think
Why
he
would you
would.
say it? I don't know. I wonder how many angry people
If they
do
let you
get a
smoke
day.
inside, forget it. You'd be the guy.
Smoke
Talking
you're
about
working.
talking about being healthy. That'd be healthy.
Like, hey, what's going on there, Bob? What do you
Like,
need?
I just gave up
Hey,
on
yeah.
my. I just
Bang.
gave up my French vanilla creamer, but now I'm on 2 packs a day because my job allows me to smoke.
Oh, we sound
Wow,
great.
this is great.
Oh my God, you are definitely
This
done
is
for
great.
next week.
I
Oh,
was
he already
sick
hit.
already.
He already got hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So California's on fire.
Yeah, huh?
That's pretty wild, right?
Did the Hollywood sign burn or no?
Yeah.
It did burn.
It's metal though, so I think just the paint burned or something.
Because somebody posted a fucking thing being like, the sign didn't burn. I'm standing in front of it.
When those fucking there was this video of like the flames behind it before it started to burn. It was
Yeah.
fucking wild. It looked like a fucking movie.
That's cool.
Crazy.
That's cool.
Cool.
Well, I mean, the image is cool, but it's not cool
Yeah.
that it's a reality.
But I
Sorry,
think-
Hollywood.
I don't know.
It's nuts. Town's gone.
You know what's wild about it though is the. I mean, obviously it's devastating, but the amount of damage that's been done, and there's like 15 people died.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, they did get everybody out.
So the amount of people affected, the amount of area it's covered,
I guess that means either people listened or we don't really know the number.
I think the people listen. I think over there they're real fucking obedient to the government.
Fucking animals are shot.
yeah,
Lot of animals I saw. That was sad.
sad.
And kind of like Australia when that place burned, right?
It's very interesting that it's like, it's only very rich areas. Makes
It
you
is
think.
interesting, isn't
You
it?
know?
People are saying that it was done on purpose.
Yeah.
By who though?
The higher ups. I mean,
Diddy's house went down, I heard.
Diddy's house went down. Those tunnels.
Diddy's house
those
went
tunnels are
down?
Probably
Yep,
fucking
completely.
gone.
Completely gone. Diddy's house, the white one.
Yeah,
Wiped out.
he'll be
Oh
out
my
of jail
God,
soon.
that's a great house.
Maybe there was some of the evidence.
That
Some of
house
the evidence.
was fucking so dope.
Some of the evidence.
Some of the evidence is gone. Can't use that.
Imagine he's that powerful. He fucking.
I said it yesterday.
He burnt
Actually,
the entirety of Los
I said P
Angeles.
Diddy burnt down Los Angeles. 'cause he was
P
stuck in
Diddy
jail.
burnt the city.
Yeah.
Hell,
How was that guy not fired? The
What
governor
guy?
for like having no
Newsom?
water. Yeah,
I thought it was the mayor was more of the problem.
Oh,
That woman who kind of looks like a guy.
I heard this.
But that's like a long
three
running
lesbians.
fucking conspiracy. Like, you ever see that movie Chinatown with fucking
Oh my god, that's like 1985.
Kurt Russell?
That's way older than 1985.
Older than 1985.
I believe so.
So nobody's seen Chinatown.
But like that's like a long standing like conspiracy about like the water situation out there. About how it's all because of fucking corruption and fucking and
yeah, it's
like,
also probably not the greatest place to live. If you live in a place that doesn't rain, it's not the greatest place to live. Even tropical islands have rain.
yeah, it doesn't rain there, right?
No.
I lived there for a while. And
Yeah,
where
so
I
did
lived,
I.
where I lived is where everything's burning.
In San Diego, I turned on my windshield wipers twice
San
in a year
Diego's
and a half.
different than LA. Very.
What do you mean? We're talking about the rain.
Yeah, but it doesn't rain in San Diego?
No, I just told you I turned on my windshield wipers twice. No, we had like a week. Rains for
San
like a
Diego's
week.
so much cleaner and fucking there's more breeze and it's fucking San Diego. The weather in San Diego is much nicer. Than
Oh, it's
LA.
gorgeous. Yes, but I don't know. I think it's a totally different world out there. To be quite honest, us even talking about LA is it's just a totally different world.
I mean, I lived there 20 years ago, so I mean, who
Right.
fucking knows?
Yeah, me too. It was a super long
Who
time
knows
ago.
what it's like now? Well,
But
it's
it
on
is
fire-
wild.
It's on fire now.
How many rich houses are just gone? Palisades.
Yeah.
Went into the city. You know what I mean? Like that's the wild part. It's not just rural areas, you know?
So a lot of like the poor neighborhoods really didn't go.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
That's really interesting.
It is, isn't
how
it?
that impacts because you know those houses have insurance.
Yeah.
You know, if you're talking about 10, 50, 20 million dollar fucking mansions
Oh,
and
no.
shit.
It's going to corrupt insurance agencies completely.
Has to.
What happens now? Like, did all those fucking places get like rebuilt into like mega fucking structures?
No way.
No. Government's going to bail everybody out. Taxpayers are going to pay for it. And it's going to be a disaster. That's pretty much
Disaster
how that's
after
going.
the disaster?
Disaster after the disaster.
What I think is going to
Life
happen, though,
according
is
to
that
Kurt.
those people that live there, I don't think a lot of them,
We're gonna go back.
no way.
Where are they going?
Go to fucking, no, they go to
San Diego?
Austin.
Puerto Rico?
Oh, everybody's going to Austin?
Everybody was leaving that fucking state anyway. I think
big
it's just
change, though.
more of a, I don't think so. I think that like, that it's like Rogan and all of them, and there's all different versions of that. Those people leaving,
Yeah.
it's not the same thing as it was, just like here isn't, you know?
Right.
You don't have to live here anymore to do whatever it is you do,
True.
you know?
You don't have to take a bus to Hollywood anymore and sell your soul
I don't think
to
so.
get on TV.
I mean, fucking half the movies are made in Vancouver,
It's true.
you know?
Into a thing.
You mean Vancouver, America?
Sure. Eventually, it's just going to be one.
Imagine that. The Gulf of America.
We were talking about that last week.
It's great.
Why not, though? Like, why wouldn't Canada just be like the 51st state and Mexico the 52nd?
Probably because they don't, they like their culture of the French and British, and they don't want to like leave that behind.
Yeah, but who
probably, or
cares?
something.
It's
I don't know.
our culture, too, in some parts of the country.
To be
To be or not to be.
No, I don't know.
I
To
could
be
see
a part
Ca-
of something else or be your own, that's a tough decision.
I
Yeah.
could see Canada doing it, not Mexico. Mexico's very Mexican.
Yeah, Mexico's not going to have a say, though. Canada.
I
will
think
have a say.
Mexico. I disagree. I
Holy
think Mexico will
kidding.
have
it
Mexico
to say.
have a much stronger stance than fucking Canada.
Of course.
Yeah, 'cause they're probably more corrupt.
and drunker.
Yeah.
I think they're more
Tequila?
of a. I think they're more of a substantial nation. I think.
I mean, they have like advantageous
There'll be
geography.
a little bit more law if it happened, right?
And I think there's a lot more people that live in Mexico than in Canada. I think.
Who does live in Canada?
I think.
Isn't it just the bottom
Canadians.
that's like button up again? Isn't it just the bottom of that whole land anyway that's just like
Yeah, it's too cold.
touching New York?
Yeah. Yeah, but
I
across
mean,
the
not
whole
not
country.
touching New York. I mean, touching the United States. It's just the bottom of
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah. Something I was listening to the other day, I never really thought about this, but like the way that like our country is like geographically like in a good spot from like attack or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
it's
The way
one-
it's set
yes,
up, you know,
absolutely.
two coasts, nothing, only those two
But
countries.
that's also because we own the whole
such a
fucking thing.
small border.
That's also because we own the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, of course.
You go to Europe, it's screwed up because there's 94,000 countries in that place.
That's an exaggeration, but
It's
I
an
understand what you're
exaggeration of
saying.
numbers, yes, but you're surrounded by a different country all the time. That might want to just
Yeah,
come
that's
up.
why I don't like whenever people like compare other countries to us, I kind of feel like it's a very non-intelligent thing to do. Like our country is unlike any country.
Yes.
In almost every single way.
Maybe.
In almost every single way. People say like, well, they do this in fucking, fucking Uzbekistan, fucking, and it's like, or like, a country that's got like the population of New Jersey, you know what I mean? And like, or shit, like, small countries in Europe and stuff like that. Like, well, in Finland, they provide fucking blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But it's like, bro, we're 350 million people.
Yeah.
From all over the place in a gigantic fucking landmass that has every single type of countryside that
Right.
there is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't compare us to fucking anything.
And South America is already called South America, so we might as well just take it.
Yeah. Can we just go with like America
Imagine all the Brazilians, like they're all American now too. They're just America.
coming in?
Yeah, we could just go there.
No, we don't want that.
problem.
We don't want that.
Why not?
Canada. I think we could take Canada.
I'll just go around saying welcome.
No, I don't. I think the Central and South American cultures are beautiful and awesome, and there's
Sure, keep
there's
them.
really cool
we just need a
stuff.
little bit more law.
It's a different type of person. Canada would be so much easy.
Canada, I feel like
Yeah.
would Canada
There's
would roll,
12 people.
Canada would roll right in because it's similar. It makes a lot of Canada makes a lot of sense. Mexico doesn't make any sense at all. I don't think
It's interesting.
Mexico doesn't make any because the culture is completely different. Completely different.
We can make it work, Jesse.
No, I don't want to make it work. I want to be able to go to places like that and escape here.
Oh, see, you're trying to escape. That's illegal in America. If you want to escape,
You can't leave.
If you want to go and escape, get across the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean. All right. Over here, it's America. We got tabs on you, motherfucker.
Where's the drones? Any more information
The
on
drones
that?
will just surround the, the island. No, it went dead. You had to call it door bags, DIOR. What is it?
Douchebags?
How do you say it?
Dior?
Yeah, that's how you have to say it now on TikTok and stuff to make sure you get those videos.
Oh.
I don't know what that means when they change it like
Oh,
that.
like they suppressed it?
It's like
Yeah.
how they call weed gardening. Same thing. That's the
Got
reason
it.
why.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Mark Zuckerberg on fucking Rogan?
Not yet.
Yeah, I did.
It's up next.
It's good. It's interesting. It's weird. It's like on one end, it's kind of like, all right, it's kind of cool. It seems like more of a regular guy than he ever really was. And then I also kind of feel equally like, is Rogan becoming a fucking? Is Rogan getting got?
Rogan's
Is Rogan
he's
fucking-
changing a little bit, I will say.
Yeah, it feels that way, man.
And I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's when all the high power-ups are finally all agreeing with each other and they're all on the same page. I think that's when things get weird again because you don't have that thing that you're fighting.
I there's two things that I took away from that thing that really. First of all, Zuckerberg would casually say things that just in the conversation of those two having them sounded okay, but in my mind were like, wow, this is fucking crazy wrong. Like he would casually say like, what VR is eventually going to be, it's going to be inside your eye. So we're having this conversation right now. And I forgot what I said 5 minutes ago. I'm going to be able to like look a certain way and it's going to remind me of what I said 5 years ago. Or like, we're going to have a conversation about, and I need to look up something from Canada about how many people are in Canada. I'm be able to do that in my eye.
in the glass.
And he said that like, that's the greatest thing ever. And in my mind, that's okay. Now we're just going to distract people from being able to talk to each other even more.
Right. Yeah.
But Rogan went back at him and said exactly that because I was like, as he was saying it, I'm like, wow, that sounds so cool. And then I'm like, that sounds fucking crazy.
Right.
And I'm sure it's gonna happen, but at least Rogan said that seems like a terrible idea, Mark.
Right. Right. Oh, he did say that.
He
okay.
did. Yeah, not in that way, but
Right.
it was
He
crazy.
said in a more educated and soft way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting how he admitted that the Biden administration was forcing them to suppress information. I thought that was like,
Yeah, I mean that was the biggest outtake of it.
that was pretty wild.
I didn't see it, so I don't know where
He
you guys
said he
are talking
didn't.
about,
He said they said they
yeah.
wouldn't do
Suppressing
it.
what?
But also, I never,
Side effects of vaccines,
Got it.
of the vaccine.
Yeah.
but also like I always thought Mark Zuckerberg was like a big liberal. I never would have
I
imagined.
think they all were because that was the side to be on. And then lately, over the past 4 to 7 years, they're finally turning.
It's hard to like figure out are these guys supervillains, superheroes, or just regular people who got outrageously successful? You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, he's worth $200 and something billion. He's one of the richest people on earth. He is our age, and he is in control of one of the most significant cultural human things that have ever existed in the history of the world.
What, virtual reality?
Social media.
No.
The thing that made me really think was they were talking about, it was a lot about AI and how he had to keep saying every time, it's brand names, right? There's Chat GPT, and then he would always say Meta AI. Whenever he said Chat GPT, he said Meta AI, because he was equating it to those are the two front runners, which is not even fucking true.
Llama, right? Isn't that his? Isn't Llama theirs?
No, Meta AI. That's their AI.
That's what they call it?
That's their AI thing.
I think Llama is like the language.
But Anthropic is really the other run at ChatGPT. But what the thing anyway is that they were talking about China versus America and how the technological boom.
I
and
agree
how
with
this
him
is
about that.
Yeah, but here's the fucking thing, right? So his argument for why China will never be as technologically advanced is because you ask the AI in China anything about the Tiananmen Square, and it'll tell you it didn't happen.
Got it.
Right?
So it's already lying to you.
But how do we know that that we don't know about things that have happened here that you could ask it about?
Right,
What's the
100%.
difference? Yeah. Like that whole argument to me was like, but like, why should I believe you that you guys have given it all of the information for us to know and haven't started whacking things out of it?
Yep. And believe me, they have.
Without a doubt.
They have.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
not even
but
a
then
thought.
why at the same time is he coming out saying that we're stopping doing this? Because like the whole fact checking and the thing
Because
was
people
fucking,
got mad that it was happening with Siri and all this stuff, that you're not giving us the right
no.
information.
That's not what I'm saying. Is like the whole episode was about him coming on saying, and the announcement that he made a few days prior was how they're no longer going to throttle information. They're no longer going to shadow ban and fucking fact check and all that kind of shit, because he said by and large, the bulk of it was pressure from the government for politically leaning shit.
Like that also sounds like a politician saying, "I'm never going to lie again."
100%.
It's the same thing.
100%.
It's a ploy.
Yeah, I know we've all become so skeptical, right?
I just think you have to be.
How could you not be? Yeah.
Like any sort of, you got to think about it. Like AI is the next biggest thing. It's happening again where there's one leader in that space and it's not him. So it's like, to me, it's just like he's just protecting himself. That's all those moves are.
Yeah, but but that's business, though.
100%. But that doesn't mean he's
that's
actually
business.
doing anything. How the fuck do we know?
Yeah. But I think that there's no, like, even though ChatGPT is the main thing, like there's still like Apple, Meta, Amazon, like they're never going to be overtaken, because those guys are I don't think so, because those guys are those guys are the environment. Like they're just going to find ways to either replicate or acquire fucking, anybody who's fucking, making the shit. Because like without their systems, so much is not possible.
I don't think that will be true for much longer.
I don't know, man. Like,
I don't think that's what, I think that they are all absolutely terrified of the potential. And this is where the government will have to step in. And this is going to become a problem, is that Chat GPT and NVIDIA merge in one company. That is on the horizon of happening, and that will destroy the rest of those companies.
Yeah, but I disagree, because like you need an iPhone, and
For now.
like,
And then they talked about that on that. Now you already have Mark Zuckerberg challenging Apple on that episode live about their security. So he's fucking whitewashing them already.
Yeah.
They're all just going to do that eventually, those companies are huge. Google more so than Apple. I think Apple is gottable, because I think there's a lot of people who are going to start to question
Right.
why they do the things they do and how they do. They have a lot of bad business practices.
Yeah, and they really haven't innovated.
Nothing.
They haven't innovated
Right.
in a long time.
Nothing.
And they have a big challenger.
Other than
it's not like they were always by
they're
themselves.
at this point they're almost like a fashion brand. Like they're strong.
Yeah.
They're strong. They're super strong. You can't deny it. But it's like a fashion brand at this point. It's like it's cooler to have an iPhone than it is to have an Android. Everybody wants to have a fucking Apple Watch because it's cool to have one.
Right.
How long are they going to ride on that?
Yeah, dude, that Nvidia company, they're worth more than every other stock market in the world.
Who owns that?
One company.
Who owns that?
Who owns it? I don't know. I don't know. who
publicly
owns it.
traded company.
BlackRock?
No, it's
BlackRock on that shit? If I get put into a virtual jail, am I going to be able to get out? Hang out in reality? Or am I just going to be stuck forever?
I mean, if they fucking strap the glasses on and lock them
Like
on,
lock
then
the
how could you
glasses
get
on?
out?
So they might lock the glasses on and then I'm
Yeah, but
just
see, this is the reason why
jail.
you need these South American countries because if it gets too hot,
got to run away.
we just get it out.
Got it. It's going to get too hot. Definitely going to get too hot.
It's getting there.
Canada was always the easiest to run away to.
Yeah,
but
but
it's
no,
fucking
you don't
cold
want to
up
go there.
Who wants to stay up
People
there?
are boring.
People
tight.
probably give up.
People
after
are
a while.
tight ass, man.
Like, I ran away for a little while.
You
but
go
I'll
to
come
South
back.
America, Central America, those motherfuckers are dancing in the street. They got no money and they're dancing in the
Let's
street.
run away now before it happens.
Yeah.
Let's just predict it's going to be bad. Let's just and get there and live our best life.
Shit, man.
Sometimes I wish.
Sometimes.
Cut this out. Sometimes I wish I could just fucking run away. You know, when back in the day they said the dad's gonna go out and get a fucking gallon of milk and
Never come
cigarettes.
back?
I get it, bro. I totally fucking get it. I understand. And I think they understand too.
Yep.
I get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
It's hard, Daddy-O. It's fucking hard.
You just come back and visit every once in a while. Say hello. Say hello, get yelled at. As soon as the fire fucking blows up again, you just gotta go home.
I mean, does it feel like the fire things? Like, does it feel like more of those things are happening? Because I feel like we went a long time.
Problems?
Yeah.
Like disasters?
It felt like we went a long time without many.
Of that
But
type
I
of
don't
shit.
know. Yeah.
Well, I think fires happen every year out there.
No,
This
that
one,
yeah,
for
that
some
for
reason,
sure.
is
But
just
like,
crazy.
there's not a lot of like natural disasters. I think there was more hurricanes when we were kids than there are now.
No,
Up here,
I feel like there was more thunderstorms. I feel like the thunderstorms were big. I don't think there was more hurricanes because they actually said with Florida, it used to be. Now I don't know how factual this is, but I was watching a show. They were saying, you know, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, it used to be a once in a generation occurrence, a hurricane. Now Florida's getting slammed every year.
Well, a catastrophic hurricane.
Well, I mean, a Category 5 is happening
but
almost every year.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, like the damage that it does is more like.
I think
Yeah.
I think Florida the past few years has fucking
Yeah,
I think the past
I'm saying it wasn't
World's over
always.
then.
What?
World's over.
Yes.
Fires,
I don't know
hurricanes.
why you don't realize this?
As soon
Yes.
as the fucking tides start coming in, who cares?
As soon as they really, as soon as the lotus really fucking hatch and come out, that's when it's really over. If fucking bugs and insects are coming
plagues
out.
and shit?
Yeah. Like that was like the thing that they're really gonna come out and fucking get us.
Well, I mean, just let's get it over with then.
I don't want that though. I'd rather like a tsunami or something.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going on the natural disaster world, I'm like, you know, mutated bugs or animals is the last thing I want.
Maybe this drone thing is a part of it though. Maybe that's a part of the end of the world.
No, I would want like a comet just smash.
He says he's. Oh yeah, but that's like up in the air, and that would be a tough ending. Just like that movie was.
Well,
a
they
tough
would
ending.
know.
Like, what would
No,
you do?
that
They would know that it's coming.
Yes,
That's the worst part
That's what I'm
about
saying.
it.
That's a bad thing.
You think
I
like
think
you're
that would
at
be
the
better
top.
than the locusts.
No, you could feel like you could hide from them.
No, I don't know. You might. Those are both pretty bad. But the
Those are both pretty bad.
the comet thing, right? So let's say you're at the top. You're fucking Donald Trump's comet guy. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just always watching that. I'm just always
Just
watching.
looking at the stars.
Yeah, I got a
Just
comet
looking
guy.
at-
Like, you find out, all right, 2 weeks from now, this place is fucking toast.
Right.
Do you tell anybody?
You have to.
I don't think you should.
You're not telling anyone.
I would not tell anybody.
Imagine being like super, super rich and then just having a comic guy.
Yeah.
Like not being Donald Trump. But like,
probably are.
Like you did really good in life and you're like, yeah, I got a comic guy.
There probably are.
So you
There's
don't-
probably
All he
comic
does is
guys
he
out
watches
there.
the screens for me
Yeah.
and just lets me know like fucking,
Bezos has got a comic
He's got
guy.
a comic guy.
You don't tell anybody. What are you doing for those last 2 weeks?
Fucking like crazy.
Pillaging and raping?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Why's it got to be rape?
Well, sex. I didn't mean rape.
Fucking eating chocolate cake all day.
Definitely, definitely.
Ended up in jail.
Just blowing
And then
loads.
the fucking thing goes right by us. You're in jail.
No, I would try as hard as possible to not, end up in jail before the comment hits.
Possibility that would be the most peaceful 2 weeks of your life.
What, knowing that it's coming to an end?
Yeah, because like if you knew and there was nothing, no way out, no choice, you'd have no choice but to just accept.
You'd
You
have
go through so many different emotions.
No, I think most people would fucking lose their minds.
Yes, I do
You'd
too.
have to like make that decision for yourself like instantly.
You'd also have to make the decision for your family. Too.
That's true. The
Because if you
people
got
around
one
you.
that's bugging out,
Yes.
you got one that's like,
Yeah.
you would
I
have
think
to.
that's the definition of fucking.
So you're spending a
absolute
week
chaos.
trying to get everybody on the same page. A week of that 2 weeks. Then you try to
I
convince
think
them that
maybe
it's
I wouldn't.
actually happening.
Maybe I wouldn't tell them. I think maybe I would just take them and like
They'd find out.
We'd go to like a beach or something and just like.
Oh, now you've got your comic guy, just you and your comic guy.
Right, yeah,
now,
no, yeah.
but
what do you
nobody
mean?
else knows.
You're not telling
Maybe.
anybody else in your family, and
I
you're
don't
just
think-
taking them up and bringing them out.
I don't think I would. I think maybe we would just go to the beach and like just be out there and just fucking ride it out.
Yeah, and then you're gonna pass somebody on the beach, and they're gonna say, "You see it? Do you see it up there?"
I'm like, yeah, I
Kids are
do.
gonna be like,
Could you do
what
me a
you
favor
see?"
and get me another, whatever you call those?
It would be nice to live in the way you're thinking. I get it. Just taking it stride.
Now here's a hypothetical.
Because to me, I think the unknown is really what plagues humanity. I think that like, if you're thinking like in your life, like, and I think this is pretty ubiquitous across everybody. The moment you identify, the moment a problem becomes identified and it's given a name, I find that it's easier to deal with than when something is just fucking ominously hanging out there and you're wondering the what ifs.
Yeah,
and
sure.
You know what I mean? And like maybes and all that.
Yeah, but
that's what fucking brings people to their knees.
Yeah, but two things. Let's get super zen right away. Is that like that fucking comet is coming no matter what? So why wouldn't you just live like that all the time anyway?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be nice, but
2 weeks from now, 40 years from now, what's the difference? The comet's coming.
you're eventually gonna run out of funds and people who believe in you.
No, it's more about just how you live your life day to day. It doesn't have to be so
Yeah, but
zen
you-
extravagant.
But if it's 2 weeks to 40 years, you're gonna go to work. If it's 2 weeks,
no,
you're not going
what
to
I'm
work.
saying is you're gonna die one day.
Right, of
Yes,
course, I
yes.
get that.
So
But you still have to do things normally to get through those.
No,
40
but I mean
years.
that's the
But
way
that's
to try.
subjective.
It's the way to try to live. If you when you think about it, like there's no, like there's so many things are fucking subjective and like everything. It's like
you're
if you
gonna
really
die.
think like that, to where like one day the lights are gonna fucking go out, and you know if that's not today, then that's as good as it's gonna ever get.
yeah.
I get that, but you're still doing things you might not necessarily want to do when it's going to take a long time compared to 2 weeks.
Well, yeah,
when you're
because-
talking about going to an island and you're talking about living your life in peace and like I have 2 weeks to live.
Yeah.
Totally different than the peace. Yes,
But it's not.
but it is.
No, it's not.
Well,
Sure
no,
it
It's
is.
only you're saying that
I don't believe in that. I don't believe that.
because that's what's normal.
I understand what you're saying.
But if there's like a switch that switches in your head, like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, that at some point,
sure,
there's no point in the stress and worry and
I
all
get
this
that.
other stuff.
I get that. But it's
It's no different.
It is different
For you.
because you're still doing
For me too,
things
but-
that you don't need to do.
It's really not though.
No, but he's right. He's right. He's like, it becomes easier to switch into mode because you have this ultra extreme fucking thing
Right.
that's happening. But inside of those 2 weeks, the comet's not there. And
Right.
the comet
I
is
get
not
that.
happening.
Yeah. It doesn't
So,
really
like,
exist until it happens. I
Exactly.
get
It doesn't
that.
exist. So it's like, we should be able to get better at, creating our own comet. That's
Yeah,
not
because what is the reality for now is you are gonna die.
Sure.
So like that.
Yes. So why
act
would you live with all
accordingly.
that? Yes. I agree with you.
there's this guy that I follow on the internet who's a fucking crazy dude, but he's got this cool thing and he's always like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Right.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. And it's like, it's kind of true. Like, you know what I mean? If you if you're always telling yourself that, like you're like 99% of the time you're okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's an impression of me in my car. Most days.
Wait, my last thing about this hypothetical with the comic guy, if you're a rich guy. If you're a rich guy and you got a comic guy, right?
What other kind of guy would you have?
Lots. Also a lot of girls too.
That's a different show. That's a totally different show.
No, you got the girl guy.
No.
No?
Next week.
Wait, what?
Like the pussy guy.
If you
A girl that's also a guy?
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
what I asked.
No, the guy
You
that's
might want that.
The guy that's in charge of the girls.
I got you. But
You got a training comic guy?
so you're the rich guy, right? You got the comic guy. The comic guy, his direction is to come to you and tell you the comet's coming, so you're the only one now that knows. Gotta kill the comic guy, right?
Why?
I mean,
Instantly.
if you're not telling
well, the
anybody
comic
else,
guy's already signed an NDA, but at the same time, it doesn't. He doesn't
If the
care.
fucking comet's coming, what's an NDA?
He's telling everybody.
if you're not telling anybody, yes, you got to kill him.
Kill him right away,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, man. But how long has a comic guy been with you?
It's what I'm saying.
If he's what if he's a best bud?
No, but
Like,
what's
he's
interesting to
been
me is
around
what are the
forever
kind of
watching
guys you
comments.
got?
But him telling you the comet is coming, I mean, that's kind of his comet has came at that time. Stab him.
Do you think that they could like fake a comet coming?
What do you mean?
Do you think they could fake the U.S. kind of like the that alien one back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
What is that? Under Attack? What the hell is that called?
Independence Day?
Yeah, but not
Yeah, like
Independence Day.
and then like drop a nuke.
Yeah, but no, like have
Totally.
us fear for like a week or 2 weeks that a comet is hitting. Can they fool us?
Sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
You don't think
mean,
it would be like unspoiled?
Well, how many comic guys do you know that you could call and say, "Is this real?"
Well, the problem is, I'm sure people like Joe Rogan has a billion comic guys. Like that's what like one of my favorite thing about the drone situation is if you go on TikTok or whatever, you have all these like celebrities being like, I have a guy who's in the government. He's been in the government for a really long time. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like they're not calling you or texting you. Stop saying that.
But that's why like I don't fucking pay attention to anything because I
love
just
it.
think everybody's full of shit.
Everybody's
full of shit. Everybody like is just clamoring for their 15 seconds of fame on the
Without a doubt.
internet.
Yeah, but you listen to a one-on-one interview with Joe Rogan, you think that this Zuckerberg character is telling the
Well,
truth
no,
about
but-
what he's
but
doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. What like, and
What
now
makes him
that's when
different?
but that's when it gets like. But now, like, this is the world we're creating. It's like you're telling me China's suppressing, data. How the fuck am I supposed to believe
But you got to remember, he's there to sell a product. All in all, he's not there to talk to Joe Rogan.
Right.
All in all, he's there to sell a product.
Well, that's my point
He's
about
there
it.
to tell you about the development at his business.
But that's my point. Why he kept saying what I thought was really fucking corny, and I understand why he did it, and that's the exact reason why. Is every time because the name OpenAI is ubiquitous with AI. now.
Yeah.
It's the brand
Yeah,
name.
yeah. No,
he was forced to say Meta AI every time.
Yep.
And it just like hurt the credibility a little bit for
well,
me.
because he's hell bent to not let them fucking be, the only ones.
Right. But also, for fucking 4 years, the only thing this motherfucker cared about was VR goggles.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm a little like, what are we doing here? Like what's the next out of the bag?
Yeah, but-
Cyanide pills?
But think about how impossible. Think about how impossible it is to be him, though. Like in terms
without
of like on that
I don't feel
level,
bad for him.
like.
me neither.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck.
No, but I'm
You
just.
could go away and not have to sell these
No,
fucking
I'm just.
AI
I'm
glasses.
just saying
live
on
your
the
life.
ability to judge his character, like it's impossible.
Sure.
Like, because he's.
But talking about living a life like peace, boom, he's done. He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to be a part of anything anymore.
Yeah,
He
but
doesn't have to-
nobody. But that's. I think this is something that's such a misnomer to fucking almost everybody. Is that nobody who achieves things like what he has achieved.
He likes to smoke meats.
But none of those people are looking for peace. Those people aren't looking to fucking fade away into the sunset.
I think there's
Listen, how do you
plenty-
know he didn't make up Facebook and he just, all the stars aligned and he did it? He didn't know that he wanted to make AI
No, because
glasses
what
when
I'm
he was
what I'm
fucking
saying is that like
17.
those people that work like that, they are driven. They are driven.
It's all where your path goes.
No, but they're driven beyond money.
I don't believe that.
I believe so.
I don't believe
I
that
believe
one
so.
bit.
I believe that those people are driven beyond money, and it's not about money. It's not It's not about
Don't
money.
believe that at all.
I think money is just
There's some people who want to make new and most inventive things for the country or for themselves or for the people, and then there's people that just want money and things and anything. That they want full control.
I think
Power.
I think
Power.
I think Wall Street is that. The bankers are that. Investment people are that. Those guys are. It's money. But I think the Silicon Valley guys, for the most part, these guys are just fucking freakazoids who, are operating at a completely different level than 99% of the population, and they can't not do it.
I don't know. I think it might have been an inventive and interesting.
But I don't think any of those
early
guys
70s.
are looking to be like, all right, I cashed out. Now I'm gonna go sit on a beach. I don't think it happens.
I think at the highest level, no, but I think that does happen too, though.
To smaller players.
I think there's.
in
I
that
mean, we
realm.
only know so few of those people that have done that. Like there's so many people that we don't know about that have done things, not on that magnitude, but magnitude's close, and maybe there are some that just disappear.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. But the Zuckerberg thing is like, it's a little, and also you don't really know the real story, I feel like.
No.
It's hard to tell. Like you watch these podcasts, and like I watch them because like I want to be able to see over the course of a longer conversation who are these people. Like,
Right.
That to me is like
Sure.
what's interesting.
It's not a segment. It's not a 3-segment
I'm
thing.
finding that Joe Rogan starting to lose his edge, I think. But I also think that it's like, how could he not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how could he not? Like, I mean, he's gotten so big, so successful, so influential. How could he not, drink his own Kool-Aid a little bit? I think it's probably humanly impossible to not. And then,
I don't know though. I thought he went at him pretty good.
yeah.
Like, what about the time when he this is an opportunity to like embarrass somebody when they were talking about the how the OpenAI model stopped itself from being extinguished.
Oh yeah, he's always been pretty fucking like firm on the whole. Like I think AI is bad for the world.
But like Mark Zuckerberg was screaming the virtues of it.
Yeah.
And how it could never be used for bad.
Yeah.
And then Joe Rogan said, "Oh yeah, well the other day this article came out that because AI can now write its own code without the need for a human.
It rewrote its own code.
Rewrote its own code so that it wouldn't create the next version of it and kill itself."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm sure I'll die before all this matters.
You won't.
I better.
Unless you plan to keep going up
This
on
is
the
all
scale.
if
you're
I
gonna
see
go out.
you with glasses that you're thinking about 5 minutes before, I'm going to punch you right in the fucking nose. Know that I will.
Things like that
Know
bothered
that
me.
I will.
Things like that bothered me from that conversation. And you know what? Maybe it's just a knee-jerk reaction.
Hold on, Karen. I gotta check my database. As soon as he says I gotta check my database, I'm gonna punch him right in the face. And I'm gonna say, Jesse, not around me.
But there's also parts of me that are like, as weird as that feels to me and as not right that feels to me, it's probably going to happen anyway.
I'm sure it's gonna happen. I don't need to be around.
I don't
it.
want the glasses. I want my database guy though.
Sure. So you want a guy. You want to be you, which is great, but then you get that robot. You want to be in that age where the kids are born, like we've said in the past, they're going to be born with their own robot. They're going to be born with their own robot friend that gives them all the information they need. They tell them about the Comets.
I don't want my kids to have one. I want to have one.
Yeah, I get it.
A little room where fucking, Lewis is. And fucking,
That's the name. That's the noise he'll make too. When you wake him up.
I just want my fucking blowjob robot. Where the fuck am I getting?
What would you make your robot call you? What's your name? King? What's your name? What's your robot calling you?
Hey, call me user. You know what I mean? Like
Call
fucking,
you user?
Yeah.
That ain't gonna
Whatever
work.
whatever he wants to call me.
That kind of in that world, you're kind of saying it's the king,
Yeah.
like you're its user.
Oh, and then Jesse, all of a sudden, he's living in the box, and the fucking robot's outside running meetings.
Listen, you guys figure this all out. I'll be fucking in the back of my blowjob robot. Right? You guys, let me know in the comments. You know what? Don't let me know when the comments come in. Just leave me alone.
I'll be at my dick sucked. And the next thing you know, it's
I
lights
don't know.
out.
That seems like a rough one too.
What, when the comet hits? You just
No, the
fucking,
blowjob robot. That seems like a rough thing.
That seems
for
like
the robot?
Yeah. No, not for the robot.
You're feeling bad for the blowjob robot.
Not
now.
feeling bad for the robot. I just don't think it'd work properly. It'd be
it's
very
gonna be like if all of a sudden like they
scary.
really perfect those, it's gonna be like a lonely world, man.
people just in their house.
With their robots.
We won't even own houses. We'll just own rooms because we'll just be having sex with our robots.
Yeah, like Kurt never left his house after
Fat Kurt found dead in his fucking robot blowjob room.
Fat Kurt and Denise moved in together in a fucking little room off Hoffman Avenue. And he never left.
You guys. We all sound like shit.
I mean, I feel great.
Thanks for coming.